Institution Online is offered to you by the African Council for the Media.
President Uhuru Kenyatta has said he sees no room for wavering or distraction on the objective of curbing al-Shabaab's heinous acts of terrorism, in which people mainly in East Africa had lost lives and property destroyed. The tough-talking President Kenyatta told the Somali federal government that it needed to match the troop-contributing countries' sacrifices by deploying all its energies to AMISOM's success. Kenyan leaders of countries contributing to the African Union mission in Somalia, AMISOM, yesterday said unfair accusations, deliberate distortion of facts and bad-mouthing against their members must stop. The leaders spoke in the wake of a statement appearing in Kenyan and Somali media attributed to some Somali leaders saying Kenya should withdraw its troops from the Horn of Africa. And now in Rwanda, the country has been ranked second in sub-Saharan Africa after Mauritius in the World Bank's Bulletin Board on Statistical Capacity, scoring an overall 77 points out of 100. The Statistical Capacity Indicator provides an overview of 140 developing countries assessing the capacity of their statistical systems per international norms. In Sudan, the Sudanese government has confirmed reports that President Omar Hassan al-Bashir was forced to return to Khartoum after civil aviation authorities in Saudi Arabia barred his plane from crossing its airspace. Bashir was headed to Tehran to take part in the swearing ceremony of President-elect Hassan Rouhani. In Sudan, again, South Sudan's ruling Sudan's People Liberation Movement, SPLM, will investigate the conduct of former vice president and a deputy chairperson of the party, Riek Machar Teni, for allegedly using public media to discredit government and announcing his presidential ambition. The official government portal reads, Learning Vacation, a day to engage children in activities of science. The Rajiv Gandhi Science Center, known by its acronym RGSC, invited young people and the general public to the Center for Social Welfare at Grand Bois for a day of scientific activities. The aim of this day is to encourage children and young people during school holidays to participate in simple, healthy, and educational activities. Now moving over to the Republic of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama has given the assurance that government is up to the task of making Ghanaians comfortable, although the first half of the year experienced some turbulences. He attributed the turbulence to the energy crisis and economic challenges. Works on the 111-kilometer onshore gas distribution that will transport gas from the processing plants to the Abuadze thermal plant have been completed. The distribution pipelines, which are a critical link between the processing plant and the Abuadze plant, would see to the transportation of lean natural gas from the processing plant to Abuadze. The president of the Assembly of the Mozambican Parliament, Veronica Macamo, in Maputo, has said she expects a consensus as wide as possible on the discussion and approval of the proposed revision of the electoral law. In the introductory note, which made the official beginning of the special session of the MACMA home, Macamo said it was a vital tool of the entire electoral process and that the more it is consensual, the greater the consolidation of their democratic rule of law. Today, still in Mozambique, Vodacom plans to install 325 new antennas in Mozambique. Vodacom, one of the 3 mobile phone companies operating in Mozambique, is expected to install by December this year over 325 antennas throughout the country, with focus on rural areas. This was announced in Maputo by the Vodacom personnel responsible for the management of all products and services, Louis God. President Uhuru Kenyatta arrived yesterday morning from Kampala, Uganda, where he attended the Heads of State Summit for countries contributing troops to the African Union mission in Somalia, known by its acronym AMISOM. The summit, attended by Ethiopia's Premier Haile Mariam Desalegn, President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud of Somalia, host President Yoweri Museveni, and representatives from other members, assessed the successes, challenges, and the future of AMISOM. In Mali, preliminary results of the first round of the presidential election, with Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta at the lead and Soumaïla Cissé at the second round. The provisional results of the long-awaited presidential election of July 28, involving 27 candidates vying for the post of president, were announced Friday, August 2nd, by the Minister of Territorial Administration, Decentralization and Regional Planning, Colonel Musa Coulibaly Sinko. In Mali, the Prime Minister Diongo Sissoko on Friday, August 2nd, paid a walking visit to Abidjan. He was carrying a message from the acting president Diokounda Touare to his Ivorian counterpart Alassane Ouattara in his capacity as chairman of the ECOWAS. Sissoko, who was host in the presidential palace, made a long talk one-on-one with Alassane Ouattara. Now in Sudan, the caretaker governor of South Sudan's Unity State, Joseph Monitul, on Friday dissolved his entire government, a move seen as a response to the president's recent directive. President Salva Kiir on Thursday presented his new cabinet structure on the 10 state governors, asking them to also downsize their own administrations at the state level. The governor's decision also affected 4 state advisors. In Sudan again, the parliamentary bloc of South Kordofan State in Sudan's National Assembly has appealed to the citizens of the state with the opposition Sudanese People's Liberation Movement North, SPLMN, to renounce violence and join efforts to develop the state. The head of the bloc, Afaf Tawe, said the bloc is currently developing an integrated vision for lifting the state from its current crisis, pointing out that they are closely working with the Ministries of Defense and Finance, as well as other competent authorities. Now moving over to Ghana, the National Identification Authority, known by its acronym NIA, and the Ghana Immigration Service GIS have cleared the air on which the 2 institutions are qualified to register foreigners living in the country. The 2 institutions have agreed that the NIA is mandated by the Constitution to register foreigners. However, ambiguities have been spotted on which of the 2 institutions is qualified to conduct the exercise. And finally for today, in Equatorial Guinea, His Excellency Obiang Nguema Mbazogo, President of the Republic of Equatorial Guinea, has been awarded the International Prize Kim Jong-il for his commitment to justice, peace, development and harmony, as agreed by the board for the award on July 25th. This international award was created to commemorate the 21st anniversary of the appointment of Kim Jong-il as Supreme Commander of the Korean Army. Hello televiewers, it's the news online on your Pan-African channel AFRIQUEMEDIA. We kick off from Kenya. Following the fire accident at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, President Uhuru Kenyatta visited the scene this morning and was dismayed by the disruption and damage caused by the fire. To the thousands of passengers, including tourists, whose journeys were disrupted, the president shares their concerns and regrets the inconvenience caused. In Kenya again, President Uhuru Kenyatta has thanked East African leaders for their support following the fire incident at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. President Kenyatta noted that his counterparts in Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda and Burundi were among the first leaders to send messages of encouragement to all Kenyans. A section of the airport was affected by the fire. Moving over to the Republic of Mauritius, National Youth Forum August 12 this year. This year's theme is Ensure Youth Migration Development. It will be celebrated at the Rajiv Gandhi Science Center on the occasion of the International Youth Day, organized by the National Youth Council, known by its acronym NYC. The forum will bring together some 200 young Mauritanians aged between 16 and 30 years, including members of regional youth councils, representatives of youth organizations, and students from different secondary institutions. In Equatorial Guinea, the presidential couple visit Akwak Yebenven. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Obiang Nguema Mbasogo, and First Lady Constance Mange de Obiang spent Sunday, August 4th, visiting the town council in the municipality of Nkwe in the district of Mai Komeseng. This was on the occasion of the Patrional Feast of Our Lady of the Angels. Still in Equatorial Guinea, conferences of the Ministry of Promotion of Women on the occasion of the International Pan-African Women's Day, which is held every July 31st, the department has organized a series of activities starting with a cultural day. The opening ceremony was presided by the Vice President of Social Affairs and Promotion of Women, Consuelo Ondo Nsang, accompanied by other personalities. And now in Mali, final presidential results confirmed the duel between IBK and Soumaïla Cissé. The Constitutional Court declared Wednesday, August 7th, the final results of the presidential election of July 28. The candidate of the RPM, Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta, has been confirmed winner of the presidential election with 39.79%. He was followed by Soumaïla Cissé, the candidate who gets the URD 19.70%. Now in Sudan, SPLM-SG Amoum takes South Sudan's key to court over violations of constitution. South Sudan Secretary General of the ruling party, the Sudan People Liberation Movement, known by its acronym SPLM, Pagan Amoum, has filed a petition in the Supreme Court of the Republic of South Sudan against the president and chairperson of the SPLM, Salva Kiir Mayardit, accusing him of violating the party's charter and transitional constitution on his rights, freedoms of movement, speech, and expression. And finally, for today, still in Sudan, mystery grows over circumstances surrounding Saudi decision to block Bashir's plane. Sudan's Civil Aviation Authority, SCAA, released a statement on Wednesday contradicting assertions made by their peers in Saudi Arabia, who acknowledged that they prevented a plane carrying Sudanese President Omar Hassan al-Bashir from crossing their airspace en route to the Iranian capital Tehran last Sunday.